Welcome back to my inner sanctum. I am your hostess, Countess Elizabeth, mistress of the macabre. Fire is one of nature's most powerful forces, and a force in which people think they wield control over. But with the right conditions, a small ember can become a raging inferno, totally out of people's control. Today's tale, my fiends, is one where people tried to harness the power of fire, and failed. Today we will explore the third most deadly nightclub fire, the Kiss nightclub fire in Brazil. So, let us get our party on and enjoy the pyrotechnics, so we can explore our grotesque curiosity. The Kiss nightclub fire started between 2 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. Brazilian Standard Time on January 27, 2013, in Santa Maria, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, killing 245 people and injuring at least 630 others. It is the second most devastating nightclub fire in the history of Brazil. It is also the third deadliest nightclub fire in history. The party, called Aglomerados, organized by students from 6 universities in technical courses at the Federal University of Santa Maria, began on Saturday, January 26, 2013, at 11 p.m. In the early morning hours of January 27, 2013, a fire broke out while students from the Federal University of Santa Maria were holding a refreshers ball. The 2 bands that were scheduled to perform that night, Pimenta e Sus Comparsas and Gurizada Fandangaria. The band Gurizada Fandangaria was a popular attraction at Kiss, in part because of its pyrotechnics show. It played at the nightclub about once a month and was there Sunday to promote a new album. Rodrigo Martins, the guitarist, told Radio Gaucha the band had been on stage for about 20 minutes, finishing its 5th song of its set, when it set off its Sputnik pyrotechnics, which were sparkler columns that shot up in the air. Guitarist Rodrigo Martins was preparing to launch into the 6th song of the band's set when he saw the embers fall. The acoustic foam insulation on the ceiling of the Kiss nightclub was on fire, and it was beginning to spread. The hot ash fell onto the stage and dance floor. Once detected, though, concertgoers were stampeding towards the club's only exit, pushing and shoving each other trying to get out. Then, according to investigators and witnesses, somebody fell in the narrow, dark hallway that led to the windowless exit, and then another person fell, and then another. This stampede that occurred following the fire, and the lack of exit signs and emergency exits, allegedly contributed to the 245 deaths. Most of the victims were between 18 and 30 years old. Witnesses have said either a flare or fireworks lit by the band members may have started the fire. Brazilian police agreed that the fire began when band Gurizada Fandangaria ignited a pyrotechnics device, similar to a signaling flare, while performing on stage. The fire then ignited flammable acoustic foam on the ceiling. A backstage hand attempted to put the blaze out with a fire extinguisher, but it didn't work. Martin said that as he and the other band members got off the stage, there were 20 to 30 people in front of him who were being blocked by security. People started pushing and shoving, and then they tripped over one another trying to get to the door. Martin said the band's accordion player, 28-year-old Danilo Jock, died in the fire. Martin said, "I saw him, and then I lost him in the crowd." According to the authorities, other reasons for the high death toll included a lack of emergency exits. The only access in and out of the building was the front door, and the fact that the number of people inside exceeded the maximum capacity by hundreds. About 2,000 people were inside the club when the fire broke out, double the maximum capacity of 1,000. Escaping was also complicated by the fact that guards initially stopped people from leaving. Some guards thought at first it was just a huge fight that happened inside the club, so they closed the doors so that people could not leave without paying their bills from the club, the reporter Glauber Fernandez said. But Rodrigo Morna, a nightclub security guard, said the fire moved fast. He said, "All of a sudden, the fire just took off and was all around us. We tried to tell people to get out. About 90% of those who died succumbed to smoke inhalation. Many people died as they either tried to hide in the bathrooms or in panic mistook them for exits. The roof collapsed in several parts of the building, trapping many inside. Firefighters found piles of bodies in the club's bathroom. One witness claimed that it looked like a war zone. At least 180 bodies were removed from the bathrooms. More than 150 people were injured by the crush at the front door and the rapidly accumulating smoke within the nightclub. 14 injuries were attributed to severe burns caused by the flames, with 8 victims succumbing to their injuries in the days and weeks following the accident. Of the dead, 101 were students in the Federal University of Santa Maria. Another 120 remained hospitalized Monday morning, 79 in critical condition, authorities said. Colonel Guido Pedroso de Mello of the Rio Grande do Sul Fire Department stated that the club's front door was locked. De Mello told the press, "This overcrowding made it difficult for people to leave, and according to the information we have, security guards trapped the victims inside." The fire has the second highest death toll for an entertainment event in Brazil. Based on the investigation and the accounts of survivors, the cause of the fire was found to be an illegal firework device that ignited the acoustic foam on the ceiling. 2 co-owners of the nightclub and 2 members of the band were arrested and questioned by police. One of the owners of the nightclub tried to end his life while still being treated at the hospital. However, one of the police officers guarding his room noticed the attempt and intervened. The state fire department found that the premises did not have enough emergency exits and was not authorized to use fireworks. The fire department, however, did issue a permit for the club to operate. The permit stated that the club had 2 emergency exits. The fact that false information was used by the club and approved by the fire department resulted in a state investigation of the authorities responsible for supervising the nightclub, including the city hall and the fire department itself. It was also reported that the fire extinguishers in the club may have been artificial or were disabled at the time. This could explain why, when staff tried to put out the fire with the fire extinguisher, that it didn't work. On January 30th, 2013, the nightclub's owner deflected blame to the whole country, as well as to the architects and inspectors who were commissioned with ensuring the building's safety. By that time, the death toll was at least 235. The next day, officials inspected and closed more than 58 nightclub spots around the country as part of a crackdown on unsafe public spaces. Later on that Sunday, family members wept as they searched for information outside a local gymnasium where bodies were taken for identification. Inside, Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff met with relatives as they waited on bleachers for word of their loved ones. She had been attending a regional summit in Chile, but cut short the trip and returned to Brazil early to deal with the aftermath of the tragedy. "The Brazilian people are the ones who need me today," Rousseff said. "I want to tell the people of Santa Maria in this time of sadness that we are all together." Eric Mar Elvila dos Santos went from hospital to hospital that Sunday searching for his 23-year-old brother. Hours earlier, he learned in a telephone call from a friend that his older brother was among those missing following the fire. His family scanned lists and talked with police officials. They checked with friends and searched everywhere. They finally found him, among the hundreds of bodies laid out in body bags at the makeshift morgue at the local gym. "I was supposed to go with him. I didn't feel like going out. He ended up there without me," Avila dos Santos said, openly sobbing over his brother's coffin outside the gym. On Monday, the first of Brazil's 3 days of mourning, the cemeteries in the city, 2,600,000, were packed with families readying to bury their dead. Among them was Avila dos Santos' family. "We did everything together. We were even studying the same major," he said, remembering his brother. "Now that he's gone, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life." On April 2nd, 2013, 2 nightclub owners and 2 band members were charged with manslaughter. Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff declared 3 days of official mourning in the response to the deaths of the Kiss nightclub fire, and the Santa Maria city government established 30 days of official mourning. Well, that was truly a grotesque tale. This is one where safety was not taken into concern at all. If there were more exits from the nightclub, as the building plans said there were, and if there were more signs to the proper exits, then there might not have been as many deaths. This is where greed took over the minds of the owners of the club, as this sort of event should never have happened. But because the owners prioritized money over safety, it cost people their lives. May the souls of those lost rest in peace. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe, like, and share if you would also like to keep exploring our grotesque curiosity. We will meet again in the darkness of the night.